Hey, y'all, gravity. Any day above ground, live it. We back in the place to be. Something just happened down in DC. Ha ha ha. Hey, where are you assholes that told me a year ago that this was not going to happen? Come here.
What the hell?
I'm already out the gate. I had a nap. I had some lunch. I am in the saddle. Come here. We gave you the breadcrumbs. We told you, go down the rabbit hole. You try to tell me, oh, they talking the truth on TikTok. They not going to get rid of it. Hey, yes, they were. Yes, they were. They try to tell you, oh, we're going to find a solution for it. We're going to find a solution for it. We're not going to stop your money.
Deflection! 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 Deflection!
Kind of like with the issue of the student loans. Y'all voted for Biden because he said he was going to give you student loan debt relief. He got in and decided, I'm only going to help the old folk, the old fogies, what they like to call them, the legacy loans. And y'all are still sitting there with tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. And that man is not going to help you. He may help some. He ain't going to help all. And you followed him right off the cliff.
I actually
do the mathematics.
Yeah.
Math don't lie.
Well, now, the Republicans, shout out to Marcel Dixon, and the Democrats, also shout out to Marcel Dixon, because that's where I heard those two terms from, are officially dead. They're now the libtards and the conservators. They all voted to get rid of TikTok in 365 days, meaning that they have to divest the company and get rid of TikTok, or, meaning you have to find a buyer for it, or come 420, which is hilarious that today is 420, they are going to smoke a nice big fat joint on your tax dollars and ban it. And it just might be funny that 420, 2025, that's going to be Trump's problem. And that might also be a Sunday. But far be it from me and others to tell you that this was going to happen. Sucks to be you. But anyway, family, we're going to get into that. We have reactions on X, and we also going to go over to Twitter because they're having a full meltdown over there. People are over there. I think I saw one. I hope I still have it up. The motherfucker started crying. You have a whole year. So there's always time for you to update your resumes. But before we get into that, let's see who's in the building. Reparations Nation. Good afternoon. You said breaking news. I need to get back on Twitter like that. Oh my God. You know what's funny? I just realized I did not have my mic on the whole time, but that's okay. I wanted y'all to absorb what you see on the screen for like 3 minutes, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to start again. Hey, all gravity, any day above ground, live it. Woo! Told y'all to come down the rabbit hole with me and y'all would have prevented this, but you didn't want to do that. Hey, sucks to be you.
Life has definitely been lifing. I'm going to keep you guys updated with.
That's right. That's how everybody on TikTok right now is crying. We're going to show you some of those. Pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. And you know why? Because all social media, rising tides will lift all boats.
Dude, that is some.
You're done. You're done.
I guess he didn't like my joke. Whatever. We laughed today. Carlton Way, hello. Miss Nisi, hello. Rokamuro, hello. Jerry Bedford, hello. Yes, they do have a chance to sell to an American company. They do. We got a response for that though. We do.
Who cares?
This is the perfect time for someone to come with the TikTok-ish app and get the money. As long as they're American, Congress will not be mad. Lehman Lucas, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Barry Guru. You know what? I might get a picture of that. We'll think about it. Brother Torian, hello. Robin and Battle, hello. And PGH, Big Dog, hello. And for those who haven't said anything in the live chat or the comments, hello. Let's get into this. This is hilarious. And we're still laughing. Now, if you saw my short, that was the vote. That was the vote. That vote was hella lopsided. Hella lopsided. And not only was it hella lopsided, they also did something else that y'all need to take particular attention to. But we're going to begin because y'all had enough dead air and sound clips. Let's go learn some.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
So on your screen, this is via, oh, before we do that, I got a new camera. Tell me if it's nice or you prefer the old one. I think the old one is. So this was the old one. I got a new one. It's supposed to, they said it's supposed to make me look more beautiful, but we'll see. If you like this one, I'll keep this one. If not, I'll put back the other one and send the other one back. Give back my $50. No, I paid like 40 something, whatever. But yeah, let's get into it. Back to this. It's hella close too, Jesus. Y'all gonna see all my bullshit in this camera. All right. The House votes for possible TikTok ban in the US, but don't expect the app to go away anytime soon. This was 2 hours ago. They actually worked on a Saturday. We can't believe it. The House passed legislation Saturday that would ban TikTok in the United States if the popular social media platform's China-based owner doesn't sell its stake within a year, but don't expect the app to go away anytime soon. Decision by House Republicans to include TikTok as part of a larger foreign aid package, which we're going to discuss in a few minutes, a priority for President Joe Biden with broad congressional support for Ukraine and Israel, fast-tracked the ban after an earlier version had stalled in the Senate. A standalone bill with a shorter 6-month selling deadline passed the House in March, by an overwhelming bipartisan vote as both Democrats and Republicans voiced national security concerns about the app's power. The Chinese technology firm ByteDance Limited. This man went outside. You can't even be creative. This is a horrible sign. You should have had somebody. You should have went on Fiverr and had somebody make this. This is horrible. The modified measure passed. Listen to this vote. Passed by a 360 to 58 vote. Now goes to the Senate after negotiations that lengthen the timeline for the company to sell to 9 months, with a possible addition 3 months if a sale is in progress. Legal challenges could extend that timeline even further. The company has indicated that it will likely go to court to try and block the law if it passes, arguing that it would deprive the app's millions of users of their First Amendment rights. TikTok has lobbied hard against the legislation, pushing the app's 170 million US users, many of whom are young, to call Congress and voice opposition. But the ferocity of the pushback angered lawmakers on Capitol Hill, where there's broad concern about Chinese threats to the US and where few members use the platform themselves. We will not stop fighting and advocating for you, TikTok CEO Xiao Zichu said in a video that was posted on the platform last month and directed towards the app's users. We will continue to do all we can, including exercising our legal rights to protect this amazing platform that we have built with you. The bill's quick path through Congress is extraordinary because it targets one company and because Congress has taken a hands-off approach to tech regulation for decades. Of course you did. And it's funny how, you see how they always want to fast-track shit that has China involved somehow? But when it comes to us, motherfuckers need a whole commission, studies. They need motherfuckers to go outside and stump. They need to go pay off influencers and nothing moves. If only they were this efficient with at least at the minimum anti-hate legislation for black folks, how much stronger this country would be. Dare I say that bill could stop inflation. Just a thought, just a thought. Lawmakers have failed to act despite efforts to protect children online, safeguard users' privacy, and make companies more liable for content posted on their platforms, among other measures. But the TikTok ban reflects widespread concerns from lawmakers about China. I'm gonna let y'all see what this fool talking about here. Fair use.
New U.S. aid to Ukraine, Israel, and more. Together, the bills make up $95 billion in national security assistance. And if they pass, the measures would then be packaged together and sent to the Senate. But there's a reason these votes were delayed for as long as they were. The reason is Republican drama. And the drama is not over. Far from it. Yesterday, the far-right Arizona Congressman Paul Gosar joined forces with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie, who are threatening a motion to vacate, which would force a vote on keeping or ousting the House Speaker Mike Johnson in retaliation for even allowing the vote on Ukraine aid, which these three oppose. Now, if all Democrats also vote against Johnson, as they typically do in a speaker vote, the vote for Hakeem Jeffries, then Mike Johnson can only lose 2 Republican votes to save his speakership. It's either that or convince at least a couple of Democrats to bail him out. Joining me now is NBC's Julie Sirkin.
All right, that was before the vote. We don't care. Anyway, members of both parties, along with intelligence officials, have worried that Chinese authorities could force ByteDance to hand over American user data or direct the company to suppress or boost TikTok content favorable to its interests. TikTok has denied assertions that it could be used as a tool of the Chinese government and has said it has not shared U.S. user data with Chinese authorities. The U.S. government has not publicly provided evidence that showed TikTok shared U.S. user data with the Chinese government or tinkered with the company's popular algorithm, which influences what Americans see. The company has good reason to think a legal challenge could be successful, having seen some success in previous legal fights over its operations in the U.S. In November, a federal judge blocked a Montana law that would ban TikTok use across the state after the company and 5 content creators who used the platform sued. In 2020, federal courts blocked an executive order issued by then President Donald Trump to ban TikTok after the company sued on the grounds that the order violated free speech and due process rights. His administration brokered a deal that would have had U.S. corporations Oracle and Walmart take a large stake in TikTok. The sale never went through for a number of reasons. One was China, which imposed stricter export controls on its technology providers. Dozens of states and the federal government have put in place TikTok bans on government devices. Texas's ban was challenged last year by the 9th First Amendment Institute at Columbia University, which argued in a lawsuit that the policy was impeding academic freedom because it extended to public universities. In December, a federal judge ruled in favor of the state. Organizations such as the American Civil Liberties Union has backed the app. Congress cannot take away the rights of over 170 million Americans who use TikTok to express themselves, engage in political advocacy, and access information from around the world, said Jenna Leventoff, a lawyer for the group. Since mid-March, TikTok has spent $5 million on TV ads opposing the legislation, according to Ad Impact, an advertising tracking firm. The ads have included a range of content creators, including a nun. Sorry. Did you use Whoopi Goldberg for this? Okay. Extolling the positive impacts of the platform on their lives and arguing a ban would trample on the First Amendment. The company has also encouraged its users to contact Congress, and some lawmakers have received profanity-laced calls. And it goes on and on and on. So there's that. Oh, more people walked in. Did not even see y'all. Caesar McCarthy, hello. Robin Ann Battle, hello. The Hula Gang, hello. V. Maltzby, hello. Cynical Mandate, hello. And Mustang Crazy, hello. So there's that. So you got some of the backstory on that. This is so retarded, but it's hilarious. So you know where we gotta go. We gotta go to X. Gotta start off light. So we're gonna go over to X and see what they talking about. Because of course they had to weigh in on this.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
We have a video. Look at this. Damn, it got music. Go ahead, dance like a TikToker. There you go. Dance like a TikToker. That's right. Yeah. Get after it. Why she look like Lana from WWE? Yeah. Open your eyes, girl. Anyway. Breaking. The House passes the TikTok bill. This bill will give the executive branch of government the power to define any platform/website as foreign-owned, even if domestic, giving them the ability to control, censor the content being published by the company. This is how they're going to take down X. Mark my words. Is anything we can do to stop this at Elon Musk? I told y'all. May I have my flowers? She is crying. Yes, we must be. She is crying. May I have my flowers now? What did I tell? What have I tell y'all for weeks now? That man finna sell this app. They're gonna fuck around and say this man app is South African based, and they're going to make him sell it. And all these white supremacists are pissed off that they're gonna have to go back to Stormfront, and there's going to be delays in their bandwidth, so they won't be able to post their little bullshit messages. Sucks to be them. Anyway. That's Mario Nawfal. Okay. The U.S. House of Representatives has passed a bill to force TikTok to divest from its Chinese parent company ByteDance or face a nationwide ban. The bill passed with a significant majority of 352 to 65. That's not how much it was. These fucking idiots. Okay. They're so dumb. You put up. Family, this man put up the video and still got the number wrong. How is that possible? We know how it's possible. They don't know how to read numbers. They really don't know how to read numbers. They can't read numbers. They can't read pictures. How do you put up the video and still get the number wrong in your caption? Never mind. This is another Bush baby. I'm not being professional. The bill stipulates that TikTok has about 6 months to comply by selling its U.S. assets, failing which the app could be banned from U.S. apps. This man, oh my good God. So now you can't even read articles. They literally got 9 months, not 6. Jesus Christ. Family, we in trouble. I say it all the time. We in trouble. They can't even read. They gonna fuck around, think they're gonna go vote for Trump. They're gonna go vote for Biden because they can't read.
After 2 seconds, 1 second.
Is a living, breathing insult to my existence.
We in trouble. They can't read articles. They can't read clocks. They can't read the room.
$60.8 billion, $23.2 billion to replenish defense.
By the way, I saw this vote live. It was disgusting.
As you've indicated, Peter, $11.3 billion for current U.S. military operations that are there in the adjoining region.
Y'all see that, right? Ukraine finna get another 61 billion. He must have torqued harder. Oh boy. Vote them all out. That's all I'm gonna say. House passes bill to ban TikTok in the U.S. if it does divest from its China-based owner. TikTok, right? Okay, sure. Today they are trying to ban TikTok. Tomorrow they will try the same for X. They don't want free speech to exist. They want control. You pussies, man. That's what I'm talking about. You idiots. Y'all don't know what free speech is. You don't know. If you thought Elon Musk was giving you free speech, you the dumbest motherfuckers I ever seen in my life. He don't give a damn about free speech. He never did. He saw it as a grift. Elon Musk bought X to make friends. Shit, I said it. We'll say it again. Elon Musk bought that app for 20-something billion dollars or whatever, $44 billion, just so he can make friends.
Be nice. Yeah. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good Lord.
Deneen Grant, good evening. You said, how are you going to control ownership? Democrats are authoritarian tyrants. Well, unfortunately, this was both. But the Republicans are going to get the blame because this happened while they had control of the House. But the Senate Democrats, who have the control of the Senate, fast-tracked it, and now it's on Biden's desk, and you know he's finna sign it Monday morning. So, two wings of the same buzzard. You know, but again, let them tell it. They're doing this to protect us. And y'all know me, I ain't the biggest TikTok fan, but even I think this is kind of fucked up. But this is just in line with it's just in line with what's going on with the election. They want to know who we voting for. Khalifa, hello, you seem new, but welcome. You said, I thought TikTok was too woke for Elon and conservatives. Too woke. 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 Here's the thing. I bet you nobody told you this. It's not only because TikTokers be telling the truth on there sometimes. That's not the real reason. The real reason is money. Money. TikTok made a lot of people rich over the past 4 years. A lot of people. If you want to go down the rabbit hole, I'll start you. Y'all do know that Mark Zuckerberg is falling out of favor with the US government, which is why he's on these PR campaigns around all these politicians all of a sudden. He's trying to say, what about me? He's the old escort that's getting pissed off that the new escorts are taking all the money. And he can't pimp them because, one, they can all click up and destroy him, or two, they all got more money than him. So he's trying his best to figure out the solution. So he figured if he buddy up with them, toss him a few coins and his wife, they'll love him again. TikTok's problem is not only that it's foreign, and it does tell the truth sometimes, but again, they made a whole bunch of people money. And a lot of that money is, they won't tell you this. I'm sure I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. A lot of that money is not regulated. Did you just say that? Yes, I did. Rabbit hole time. Remember, was it a year or two ago? They tried to do the third-party apocalypse. When they tried to shut down Cash App and Venmo and all that, they wanted to regulate it. They wanted to say if you made more than $600 in there, they're allowed to peek into your account. What service was not on that list? There was a particular service, third-party app that you could put money in that was not on that service. What was that? That's correct, Vic Stack, and hello. Yes, BlackRock and Vanguard are in it. No, yes, Cash App was on there, but there was one particular third-party app that did not get caught up in that bullshit. No, not the money transfer app, not that. Zuckerberg is under the wing, not that. Nope, not PayPal. PayPal was caught up in that too. Because remember, PayPal was kicking conservatives off, not Venmo. Venmo was caught up in that too. Here's the answer. Boom. TikTok uses this. X uses this. They liked it. Now, I said it was unregulated, but they know how much money people got on TikTok. Don't think they weren't watching their videos. They were starting in their little bullshit apartments. Here we are 4 years later. These motherfuckers are living in condos, homes. One of them motherfuckers, and he ain't no scammer like a lot of them. He got a whole mansion that's worth about $8 million just for talking on that app. And this is where it all leads to. Now, I figured a lot of y'all wouldn't know this. Yep, Stripe, you don't get taxed. You may get taxed a little bit. It's like a few cents. Things like processing fee. But this is an American-based company in Silicon Valley. The Cash App dude who started Cash App, he gone because he wouldn't sell to the government. I know a lot of people who don't know that little part of the story. I didn't even learn that from TikTok. That was just research. He didn't want to sell to the government. The rabbit hole is deep. They leave Venmo alone because that is an American-based company. Yes, he's the one that got the blade. Yes, Stripe Inc. So if you're ever on X and you go to somebody's page and you see the $sign there, that's Stripe. These are all the companies that are starting to use Stripe. Right here. I want y'all to go down that rabbit hole when you get off this show. We go back to TikTok. Well, Lauren, here you go. You want every politician gone? Y'all should have did that 4 years ago. 2020 was a perfect opportunity. Y'all should have voted everybody out, but y'all got y'all favorites. Mm-hmm. You see how many of them said, I ain't finna vote? 11 of them said, I'm not voting. 22. They said, I'm not voting for this. They didn't want to piss off their contingents. They don't want to piss off their lobbyists. Nikki Haley, we must stop the infiltration of the Chinese Communist Party into the lives of Americans. Ban TikTok. We already know where she's at, babe. And then you got idiots think that it's just because of Israel. That's why I say surface level research. Yes, Tori. Very good point. Most of them did vote yay. Because most of them probably already worked out the deal where they could use it. This was their way to make sure that Biden wins in November, because Trump said, hey, you shouldn't ban it. You ban it, now you got conservatives, because there ain't no more Republicans. Now you got conservatives going to go along with Democrats. But if I told y'all in the past, each side will switch up depending on the issue. Don't be surprised if some of these conservatives run outside and give backhanded compliments to the Democrats. Yep. Hey, you don't think if you knew how much dark money was in Congress, that could probably pay for reparations. At least maybe 30% of it. The money that flows through DC is disgusting. But again, look up, go down that rabbit hole with Stripe and Amazon. But this is just X. We didn't even go home yet. It's time to go to TikTok and see what they hitting on.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
There you go. Look at the first video. He looks upset. And he's a blue check. So he's important. Let's hear what he says.
Okay, breaking news coming in, and this is interesting for all of you on this platform. According to multiple news reports, the United States House of Representatives, they have voted to eliminate TikTok from the United States if it does not cut ties to China. Now, the U.S. House made this vote today. Today is Saturday, April 20th. That was the vote. They approved that. But now it goes to the United States Senate. But it is expected, experts say, political experts say, that they are expecting the United States Senate to sign that legislation, and then it is expected to go to President Biden, where he is expected to sign it, which means if TikTok does not sell to an American company, that it will be gone from the United States. So share this video out. Everyone needs to know this. There's lots of people concerned. Lots of people have a career. TikTok helps them, but there's also other concerns about why the politicians did this. So let me know what you're thinking about this. This is a news story happening today right here. My name.
Fix that. You said trillions. You're close. It's almost there. It's not quite there yet. Because most people think it's just cash. It's a lot of contracts that get sold between these lobbyists. Y'all want to see some generational wealth? Look that up. And there you go. He look like he finna cry. Let's see what his account look like. You must get a nice check every month.
This is an NBC News special report.
I want y'all to understand, they probably preempted Sports Day for this.
Good day. I'm Jose Diaz-Balart. We're coming on the air with breaking news on Capitol Hill, where the House just passed a series of spending bills that includes tens of billions of dollars in aid for Ukraine and Israel.
They got the music behind it and everything.
Months of delay and partisan fighting. Those bills have huge implications for the wars in Ukraine and Gaza. But another bill just passed that we're going to have major implications here. The House voting to effectively ban the hugely popular social media app TikTok in the United States if it doesn't divest from its Chinese parent company. The ban not in effect as of now. That bill and the foreign aid bills now head to the Senate. And
by the way, he said it. Anytime they mention Gaza, we playing that.
Then to President Biden. The bills are likely to clear both and become law.
Law. A fucking app. It's gonna become an app ban is finna become law. But black people can't get a law in the books so we can protect ourselves. Can't do that. We can watch our young being accosted by cops for selling fucking flowers. We can't get that. We can't watch our young walk home from either school or the store without the jump out boys in Chicago trying to hem them up on some bullshit. Can't get that. We can't even get a law to protect our little ones from these creep ass Negroes and these creep ass bitches trying to abduct them and do shit to them. We can't get that. We about to get a law that is going to stop an app from working and restrict free speech. But they get upset when y'all go outside to go fight for reparations. They get upset. You pussies won't even go outside and protect your family. You won't get active. Y'all can kiss my ass.
Breaking news Saturday, April 20th, they have officially passed a legislation banning TikTok. As of today, April 20th, the legislation was passed.
Why does this chick look like she AI? Hang on. Why does this woman look like she AI? And why they do me like that? Hello. Shout out to X.
In the United States, if the China-based owner did not sell its stake within a year. The modified bill passed on a vote of 360 to 58. But don't expect the app to go away anytime soon. The vote will now lie in the hands of the Senate. Even if the legislation does become law, TikTok would have up to a year to find a buyer who would like to challenge the law in court.
I'm gonna do the finger thing again.
Their argument would be that it would deprive the app's millions of users from their First Amendment rights.
I'm gonna do it again.
The court challenges would also significantly delay the timeline set out by Congress to block the law from going into effect. They said there are national security concerns regarding the app's owner. As you may remember, back in March, a 6-month selling deadline was passed by the House of Representatives.
Give it to me one more time.
To stay up to date on this
case,
make sure you click the playlist below.
Oh, there it is. She did it. Where you get that from, man? Where you get that from? Was that you said, Tori? They flooded my comments on Twitter about the jump out cop video. Oh, let me guess. They tell you that he did something wrong, right? He probably had to burn it in his car, in his backpack, right? He probably did something wrong, right? Mm-hmm. Cowards. They watch another American get their rights violated, and they cool with that until it happens to them. They're cowards. That's why I don't listen to them no more. They're cowards.
Again, it is not a ban. Think of this.
Holy shit! It's Kelly Ripa.
As a surgery designed to remove the tumor and thereby save the patient in the process.
It's a ban. It is a ban, period.
TikTok is in the fight of its life. Now, this is a long video, but I promise if you're interested in what happens to TikTok, you're going to want to watch it because you're probably going to hear things you've never heard before. That's because I was granted a rare on-camera, on-the-record interview, the first since Congress ramped up its attempts last month to ban the platform. I had no restrictions, so if you don't have time to watch this now, come back to it when you have a few minutes. Okay, you know, by now, lawmakers say TikTok poses a serious national security threat from China. And because of that, the safety of U.S. user data is at risk. Right now, a bipartisan bill is being considered in the Senate to ban the app in the U.S. if TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, doesn't sell off its interest. That bill already overwhelmingly passed the House, and President Biden said he would sign that bill into law if it passes the Senate too. And the House Speaker just introduced yet another bill that would potentially ban TikTok in case the first one doesn't pass in the Senate. For its part, TikTok has, at least publicly, been pretty quiet about all of this, instead letting their creators and users advocate for them on Capitol Hill. But I, like a lot of you, have real questions for TikTok about these threats and the data security of the 170 million Americans who use TikTok. So I flew to Washington, D.C. to speak with TikTok's Vice President of Public Policy, Michael Beckerman, about all the issues lawmakers have with this platform. I started with the most serious, China.
Does China have access to U.S. user data?
No.
Does China have the ability to influence the thought patterns of the American users on TikTok?
No. So protected data stays here in the United States and is controlled by the American team as part of USDS. And I think a lot of these scare tactics to try to push forward a ban, and that's what this legislation is unfortunate. Because if the politicians address the concerns specifically that they have with all tech platforms, frankly, we have already put things in place to address that, and that's what legislation should be, not to ban one company.
Those things TikTok has put in place include a $2 billion state-of-the-art security system in Texas. You've probably heard of Project Texas, but not many of us really know what it is. Well, we do now. Project Texas is run by a subsidiary of TikTok called USDS, United States Data Security. As of 2022, all new TikTok data is stored there in Texas.
Who? I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. Now, y'all heard that. Where do you think I'm about to go with this? Is it any wonder that all of a sudden we're hearing reports of CPB stopping all these illegal Chinese border jumpers crossing through the Texas-Mexico border? I'm going to say it. If they weren't stopped, we would have had one of the greatest data breaches that did not involve computers in US history. Because I think those nationals were probably sent to go to that data area and make it look like an attack. And you would have had millions upon millions of people's personal data stolen. And they probably would have said, we don't know where the hell it went. Now, I know YouTube gonna get mad at me for saying that. This is a game.
By U.S. tech giant Oracle. TikTok says while public data on the platform can obviously be seen by everyone in the world because users post it publicly, the data the U.S. government considers sensitive or protected is shielded from everyone, including China, through this USDS system. Beckerman says the operation in Texas represents a level of tech security and oversight that doesn't exist in the social media industry, except it does with TikTok.
And a lot of the important part of it is it's not just our teams, it's a separate team. And then we have third-party validators, companies like Oracle and other third parties that are able to validate the work that we're doing and ensure that we're accountable to securing data, making sure that the code and algorithm are being reviewed by third-party inspectors that can look into it, things that no other company has done. I would ask, other tech companies, make your code also available to third-party inspectors too, to make sure that it's doing what you say it's doing.
What does that mean?
If this dude does not think that the US government didn't figure out the code yet, this man don't know what the hell going on there. Sir, let me help you. You do know that the US government contracts hackers, right? You do know this. They broke your code already. They're just not gonna say nothing. Your infrastructure is already compromised. Let you tell it. Let you tell it. You probably don't even know you have an employee or a few there that work for the government that watched every move you ever did. But let you tell it.
When you say your code is available to third parties like Oracle,
Yep.
which is an American company, everybody knows Oracle, right? So what does that mean?
To make sure the app is operating in the way that it should. Make sure that there's no malicious code. Make sure the algorithm
Malicious
is operating
code.
the way
Okay,
you
sir.
say it does and has transparency in that.
Mhm.
And these are the things that I think all companies should do. And
I would implore every TikTok user to ask them for a report on that code.
And if these are part of the concerns that policymakers are raising, that's an easy legislative fix.
Lawmakers who support these bills that would ban TikTok have not been able to say why Project Texas and USDS aren't good enough. They also haven't been specific about the exact national security threat that TikTok poses. And when asked, they repeatedly say things like, it's classified. All supporters of the bill keep saying is, it's not a ban, and China shouldn't have the ability to influence Americans.
The Chinese Communist Party has no First Amendment right to control TikTok, any more than the Soviet Union had a First Amendment right to control ABC and NBC and CBS during the Cold War. As many of you know, TikTok is not merely a social media platform. It is the leading news source for the next generation. And the fact that we're putting the leading news source for the most impressionable minds in our society in the hands of our leading foreign adversary is an act of self-sabotage.
I think a lot of people are getting misinformation about the company and not getting the full story. Because the full story is
I tell you, family, when y'all go down these rabbit holes, I swear to God, you're gonna be scared, but we're here for you. We're gonna give you the confidence. It's funny that he kept mentioning the United States data services, right? We just looked that up while y'all were listening to that. I wanted to just see who was investing in it. And something told me, look at this site right here. I was reading this a little bit. I ain't gonna bore you because there's a lot of tech stuff. I saw this. The USDS Administrator Amina Hussain, right? I said, let me look her up. Would y'all like to know who she used to run with? Put a 1 in the chat if you'd like to know who she used to run with, or you can put a 2 and we'll go back to the video. I think you're gonna like it. I see 3 1s. I see 4 1s. I see a hell of a bunch of. This motherfucker Vic Stat over here writing the code for Skynet. Do you see this? Thank God he didn't put that 0. We'd have been fucked. They go Robin. See, they both of them plotting. Look at them. Look at them. Y'all stop writing that Skynet code. All right. Y'all want to see? Cool. Here you go.
Let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Y'all breathe on that. Y'all breathe on that. In her early career, Hussain worked on healthcare projects in rural Malawi for the Clinton Foundation. Miss Hilly still can't accept the fact she lost to Trump, but she's still pulling the strings. Shout out to Julian Assange for this great website, Because people be putting some shit up there that y'all got to start looking at. Yes, Miss Hilly. Yes. Blame Roland for that. Dumbass sitting up there dancing like a ho-ho. But there you go, family. I tell you, this is, I wish this was a freer app like it used to be back in the day, man. The shit I could be telling y'all and have no problem with the repercussions. Boy, y'all be coming outside with the cool feed. Y'all just be looking at motherfucking crazy. But there you go.
If there are questions and concerns that people have about tech companies broadly, like data security, like transparency around the algorithm, how the code works, we've already addressed these and we're willing to do more and continue to address it. And we think every company should.
And that's the message Beckerman kept reiterating to me during our interview. He says TikTok is already going above and beyond what their competitors do when it comes to protected US user data security, but they're also willing to take it further by supporting a national data privacy law and working with Congress. But so far, lawmakers have not taken them up on that offer.
We're here at the table. We're happy to work with Congress and show even more about what we're doing, be more transparent. But I think this can actually be the solution that everybody's looking for. Because if you want to have comprehensive data security, comprehensive data privacy, it shouldn't matter the company that has the data. It shouldn't matter the company that you're trying to have privacy from. It should exist for all companies. And if they're worried about TikTok or other platforms, they can address it in national privacy law, and we're happy to comply with that. And we think that we're already going above and beyond what our peers are doing. And I think that would be a great solution.
And if Congress decides not to take TikTok up on its offer to work collaboratively on a data privacy solution and instead continues down this current path of forcing a sale or a potential ban, Beckerman says, well, TikTok is just going to keep fighting.
Look, we're focusing on winning this fight. The bill is a ban. And thankfully, we have a constitution in this country, and people's First Amendment rights are very important. That's why it's the First Amendment. And we'll continue to fight for you and for all the other users on TikTok.
Again, it is not a ban. Think of this as a surgery.
There you go.
There you have it. Congress just officially passed the TikTok ban bill. Let me
Told
explain.
you.
The bill passed 360 to 58, which means that most of the House approved this measure. And they were sneaky in how they did it. They attached it to a larger bill, a foreign aid funding package for the...
I feel for the brother, but my man, the black grassroots done told you this for years. This is how they get shit passed. Either they're going to hide it in something else, like they did with the infrastructure bill, with the electric vehicle bullshit, or they're going to be overt with it and dare you to say no. It just depends on the week they're going to do the vote, if they're going to be overt or covert with it. They knew doing it out front the last time it didn't go over well. Y'all lost your fucking minds. We played the videos. Now they said, okay, let's hide it in this Ukraine bill because we've given them cocksuckers so much money, nobody's going to pay attention to that. And then somebody leaked it and read the bill and saw the TikTok shit and they're like, what the fuck is this? And it got leaked out.
The Indo-Pacific, aka Taiwan, and also added in a part of the bill to sell seized Russian assets to pay for a part of Ukraine's reconstruction. If approved by the Senate, it would force the sale of the company.
I watched it on the legal site. It's garbage.
China, who must approve the sale of ByteDance's TikTok, has said, no way, no how. The hypocrisy and temerity of a bill like this being passed by Congress when we don't have data privacy protections or a social media regulatory framework is just ridiculous. Anywho.
Funny thing, sir, and I'm gonna look at your thing. 841 followers. Sir, none of you assholes said nothing about this when y'all were making money hand over fist. Let's not get on the moral high horse right now. Let's not do that. Because social media have been telling you about data privacy warnings. The technology sector of the country been telling you about data privacy issues for years. Companies have class action lawsuits, then, now, forever, shout out to WWE, that involve piracy of data and having these companies being intruded upon and your data is stolen. Y'all didn't give a fuck. Y'all were like me. You got the notice in the mail, you filled it out, you got $100 and something check, and you moved on. Now when it's something that you want, now you have a problem with it. No, we're not gonna do that. I need y'all to get active and get outside. Y'all got TikToks. Maybe y'all should start saying, listen, this motherfucker voted for it, this motherfucker gotta go. It's 170 million of y'all. Let's just say 60% of y'all do that. You can move a lot of people. But you don't want to do it because you're cowards. We're moving on. He pissed me off.
Okay, so Boom, so I really wish I could stay.
Girl, no. I love you, sister. Why did you go do this video after you done rubbed on your cat? Why is your shirt? She got nothing. What they call that? What they call that? With the cats when they rub off on you? What they call that? Dander. Why did you do this, man? Where is the lint brush? Come on, girl. And you went in the car and did this? I didn't mean to roast her. I'm just saying. Legal and politics. Come on, girl. We're black folk. We gotta present ourselves a little better. Come on.
Stay out of the government's business, but if I did, who was going to tell y'all that the House of Representatives just passed a $95 billion legislative package to give money to Ukraine, Israel, and the Indo-Pacific, or Pacific, there you go, my bad, Pacific.
What I tell y'all months ago about Vivek? What I tell you? That man was for Pacific migration. Here you go. There you go.
And included in that little
over 100 people hit the like
to give these people money for their squabbles, they also added a slick TikTok ban. And just to be clear,
no man, I fuck with you heavy. It wasn't slick. Last month was the test. We can't do it outright because everybody gonna get mad at us. So we're gonna sneak it in. And I don't see y'all moving. They dared y'all to go outside on them. I don't see y'all outside. Y'all ran right to TikTok. Y'all should have had 465,000 lives going at once saying, we booking our trip to DC. We're not letting this stand. Or video saying that this politician voted for it, get the fuck out. We voting them out November 5th. And look at this comment. It should be illegal to add random stuff into bills like this. Illegal. They can add whatever the fuck they want into that, as long as it makes sense. That's why they called it a foreign aid package. They consider ByteDance and TikTok foreign.
This package passed with mostly Democratic support. It was
16
to 94 in the House.
Yes, talk about the Republicans too.
To the Senate, the same Senate that just passed, what was it, Section 702, the little FISA Act, which basically give the government a little slick backdoor entrance into spying on the American people, bypassing the Fourth Amendment in the name of national security. Now, part of the legislative package is we finna give these countries money for their squabbles. And one way they finna do it is they're gonna take money that was assets that were freezed from Russia, that Russia not allowed to use no more, and they finna get out to Ukraine. Now,
Did you ever think the U.S. was ever going to make money to fund themselves? No. By the way, Ukraine is losing the war. That's why they keep getting money. They're saying Putin can really end this war next week. If he does that, the U.S. is done on the world stage.
part of this agreement is ByteDance has to sell to America or TikTok is going to be banned in the United States. In the name of national security. Cool. So the argument is
That became a drop.
TikTok is a security risk because there's concern that ByteDance could sell information that it's gathering from the American people to communist China. Now, part of my issue, aside of the fact that I don't appreciate my First Amendment right to assemble with my community here on TikTok being infringed upon,
Talk your
but
shit.
we voted for y'all. Please don't forget that
You know what?
seat in the House of
I'm glad she said it. She's probably one of the few black people I've seen in the last 4 years actually say it. We voted for y'all. A lot of these assholes love to act like they never voted for these people. Say it again, sis.
My First Amendment right to assemble with my community here on TikTok being infringed upon, but we voted for y'all. Please don't forget that every seat in the House of Representatives is up for re-election this year, and some of y'all in the Senate is in hot grease too. And y'all don't listen to the people. And when we called y'all offices and told y'all we felt some type of way about y'all little TikTok ban from the American people to communist China. Now, part of my issue, aside of the fact that I don't appreciate my First Amendment right to assemble with my community here on TikTok being infringed upon, but we voted for y'all. Please don't forget that every seat in the House of Representatives is up for re-election this year, and some of y'all in the Senate is in hot grease too. And y'all don't listen to the people. And when we called y'all offices and told y'all we felt some type of way about y'all little TikTok ban, y'all tried to make it seem like we was bullying you. Never in my history of ever having a job, and I've worked since I was 16 years old, have I ever had my boss tell me to do something some type of way, and I tell my boss no, and then I don't do it the way they asked me to do it, and I mess it up again after again after again after again and got to keep my job. So what the heck makes y'all think that we are not going to show up to the polls this year because y'all don't listen? If y'all are really trying to protect our national security, I'm cool with that. My issue is that when y'all call Poppy Talk up here to interrogate him about how this little mission could go down and if this would be an issue, none of y'all came with facts to support that. And if I'm wrong, I stand by that. But I didn't see it when I watched that hearing. I didn't see y'all ask the questions that needed to be asked or get the answers that needed to be answered for the American people to be like, this little move y'all got going on right here is cool. Another thing that bothers me is I think that y'all recognize that most millennial and Gen Z voters get their information from social media, including TikTok. Not mistaken, TikTok contributed to 24.2 billion of the America's GDP in 2023. And by the look of our deficit, I don't think we can afford to be turning down no money right about now. But 64% of the small Black businesses that use TikTok have said that TikTok has contributed to their business growth.
Shout out to Keith Lee. Shout out to these businesses going viral. Remember in the last one, somebody said, if you could put your product up there and it go viral, you good.
93% of the small Black businesses on this app have said that they have been able to reach new and diverse audiences by using TikTok. Even with the disrespect that we get from these algorithms on social media, we are still finding a way to thrive. And so I'm confused as to how our own government is so bent on shutting us down, shutting down our opportunities. But this is supposed to be the day and the time where we're thriving for equality. And
because we're woke, sis. We're woke. They don't like it that we woke. They don't like that. That's why. We are the people that will heal the world. You got to understand, sis, them type of folk, they thrive in destruction. They thrive in uncertainty, in dysfunction. Black people, tell me if I'm lying. You can't live in a dysfunctional house. You can't do it. You can't live your life in dysfunction. We can't do it. Even when we come home and we see something, it's not OCD, but we see something out of place, like our kids' toys. Fuck around, kill your heels and the bottom of your feet. You tell them, motherfucker, get in here and get this shit cleaned up. Now, I know it's most of us, not all of us, but we can't live like that. I got in the car yesterday. I was pissed. The car dirty. I gotta go wash the car tomorrow morning. I got to go do that. The government loves to fund itself during times of dysfunction. Even when they are prosperous, they have to create dysfunction. Yes, I caught that blueberry muffin and hello. I caught the fact that she said that.
We're supporting Black people and supporting Black business and
Who
making
told
sure that people of color
you?
get their due diligence. Because y'all not finna give us our 40 acres and a mule. So this is close as we finna get at this point. And
Who told you?
Whoa,
Whoa. Nah. We finna go get you y'all 40 acres and a mule so you could go have the mule shit on their front lawn. That's what we finna do. We're not gonna do that. We gonna make sure y'all get y'all's. The fight don't stop.
I actually
do the mathematics.
Yeah.
Math don't lie.
By the way, family, if you were here earlier, we had to say goodbye to an old friend. We got another old friend we have to say goodbye to. So everybody put your hands together and say goodbye to this drop. It's going to go sit down.
Oh, look at the coos. Wow.
It's been a fun run, but you got to go sit down. But of course, we're not going to leave that slot open. We got to fill it. Yes, we do. Meet the newest drop, family.
in the name of national security. Cool.
There you go. There you go. Welcome to the drop zone, sis. Welcome to the drop zone. Continue.
I just want somebody to make it make sense for me so I can get on board. Otherwise, I'm going to just say this. In the name of national security. What I learned is that even when the slaves were brought to this country and we didn't speak the same language, we learned how to communicate. So y'all could shut TikTok down if that's what y'all feel y'all need to do, but we will still find a way to communicate. And I'm going to say this too. Especially considering the fact that a lot of voters use this app to get their information. It's funny how everybody is, oh, Trump is going to get rid of democracy and it's going to be the end of democracy. Not saying that I don't agree. But what I will say is that if y'all take away our right to assemble like this, if y'all take away the way that we communicate and have access and get our information about voting, and y'all don't consider what the American people are telling y'all we're asking for, and not just on this TikTok issue, but more. But I just want to stress this point. If y'all continue to disregard what the American people are saying that they want, and y'all not coming with no facts to support why y'all moving, how y'all moving, y'all are just as complicit at ignoring democracy. Because that's what it's about. We voted for y'all. Y'all work for us. Again. So I don't know where y'all missed in the handbook that this is pretty much an at-will employment type job. You're not obligated to this position. We can make some changes if we want to, no matter how much you gerrymander and redline and do what y'all gonna do. We're gonna figure out a way.
I love that kind of energy. Go ahead, sis.
Yes. Yes.
We've been telling y'all that for years. Get active. Recognize the power you got. Get outside.
Yes. Yes.
I'm finna, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all watch the next video. I'm finna email her right now. I wanna bring her on the show. We're finna do that. We're gonna do that for the family. What's your email? Partners@legallyhype.com. Save less. We're gonna go to the next video. I'm about to go up in there. Not like that, you freaks.
TikTok ban being voted on to.
Slow down. Slow down. Okay, we got the preppers into this now. This is gonna be fun. Slow down. Dial it back, brother. Dial it back. You don't need to be that close. Dial it back. Dial it back.
TikTok ban being voted on today. Now, the House is to vote on a quartet of bills that would authorize the U.S. aid to Israel and Ukraine, alongside security assistance for the Indo-Pacific, and a bill that would force TikTok's parent company to sell it or be banned in the United States. Now, the bills are expected to pass and then go to the Senate for approval in the next few days. So you might want to click that red play button at the top of my profile and make sure you're subscribed over there. Now, apart from the 3 aid bills, the fourth measure includes a policy to force the China-based ByteDance to sell TikTok within 9 months, which the president could extend to a year or face a nationwide ban. Now, how unfortunate is it that the House of Representatives is using the cover of a foreign and humanitarian assistance to once again jam through a ban bill that would trample the freedom of speech rights of 170 million Americans and devastate 7 million businesses? Now, make sure you share this with everyone. Make sure you go subscribe on that other app. And I'm AP, and until next time, I'm out of here. TikTok ban being voted on.
You need to back up. I'm just finishing up this email. All right, let me play the next one while I'm finishing up this email.
I've been waiting on the update. It's now 2:01 on Saturday.
1 second.
Okay, so Bones, I really wish I could stay out of the government's business. I've been waiting on the update. It's now 2:01 on Saturday.
She's been waiting, family.
And passed a bill that could ban TikTok. I think we were all kind of expecting it, especially because what they did was they lumped it in with this foreign aid bill, which was well played. And just so I know, you're not going to wake up.
She figured it out that the government ain't for you. She figured it out. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. This is how every Democrat voter feels after watching their voted in candidate who is now a congressman or congresswoman, or if they identify as a Congress-it, how they voted today.
Now, too, we in this because of you. What was you thinking? I wasn't.
Tomorrow morning or even tonight, and your TikTok app be gone. They're going to have up to a year.
That name is wild. I just noticed her handle. That's fucking wild. It has nothing to do with the content. I just noticed that. That's wild. Go ahead. Go ahead and cook.
I think the bill said 9 months, and then the president could extend it up to a year to divest.
I'm waiting to see updates by the end of next week, though, because I'm going to assume, and this is just my assumption, there are going to be a slew of lawsuits that come out over the next week or so. If you want to go ahead and read this article, it's by The Verge, but it really gives a good update. As you guys know, that they voted last month, but the Senate was really stalling. But this time they lumped it in so that the Senate just could not stall because they want all of this aid to get it sent out ASAP. As I said before, guys, make your voices heard, continue to make videos, like, share, comment on this video. This is not the end. If you're having trouble finding out who your representative, I think I still have the link in my little clicky click up there. You can click that and you can find out who your representative is. I've been waiting on the update. It's now 2:01 on Saturday, and here you go. The House once again passed a bill that could ban TikTok. I think we were all kind of expecting it, especially because what they did was they lumped it in with this foreign aid bill, which was well played. And just to remind people, because
it's done, the bill.
60 and the nays are 58. The bill is passed without objection. A motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
I'm sure a lot of you aren't happy about this, but there's more information you should know. One, when it comes to the House of Representatives, a 2/3 vote was required to pass this bill. 2/3 of the full membership would be 290 votes, and they received 360 yeas. Two, since it passed the House of Representatives, it's moving on to the Senate, and a lot of people are predicting it's going to pass, eventually getting to the president, and the president has indicated he would sign it. Three, a lot of people have asked, if this bill is signed into law, can it be challenged? I know a lot of you want me to answer that question. However, I need to address another elephant in the room before we do that. Actually, two, because there's going to be a lot of people misinterpreting what I'm about to say. First elephant in the room is people who are going to comment TikTok is banned. We can do nothing about this. That's false. If you're someone who wants change or you're someone who works in the activist space, you probably already know that the most important part of a plan is to have an actionable step towards the end. I'm going to tag this creator's video below so you can watch it, but she proposes a 5-step plan if you want to create change. Step 1 is to research your senators. Look into why they voted or if they voted in favor of banning TikTok. While you're doing that, dig into their financials, who is contributing to them, more specifically look on Open Secrets. There are many direct competitors to TikTok because of TikTok Shop. There's Amazon, because of competing social media apps and they're competing for your attention, Meta. Look into the senators, what money they're receiving and from whom. Like the OP says, a lot of companies have a vested interest in getting TikTok banned. 3, call your senators. If you don't know who your senator is, look them up. I live in Indiana, so my senators are Todd Young and Mike Braun. Next, after doing your research, looking at how they voted, their pattern of voting, if they're in favor of banning TikTok, reach out to your senators and inquire on the line of logic of why they want TikTok banned. And if it doesn't make sense, call them in on it. When you call them, succinctly outline your questions, more specifically asking them, because of their contributors who might be competitors to TikTok, did they vote in favor of the ban? Why? Could that money have swayed their vote in a certain way? Step 4, if this plan gets popular, I'm sure a lot of large creators are going to call their senators and show them on TikTok. There are going to be some that go viral, some that get really good attention. And the thing is, if you're not someone who's posting a video, interact with those videos. Ask questions in the comments, like, favorite, and share the video. In step 5, like the OP says, it's important to insist that you will keep interacting with these videos. You'll keep posting them, in fact. And I want to warn you, in no way should this plan incite violence against any senator or any Congress member. In fact, your goal should be getting the truth in front of a larger audience so then they can see the bigger picture. Once again, I'm going to tag the OP Glitter Ghostwriter in the description below. Watch her full video. Second elephant in the room is going to appear in the room probably by the end of today. It's really scary. It's mostly made up of people who will complain about legislation being passed, but will not take the time to either read it or comprehend it. The text. That's why I've been posting videos breaking down sections of these bills for y'all. I want to make it more accessible, but some of y'all have the accessibility, you can do it, but you choose not to. Those people are dangerous because they think just because it passed the House of Representatives, it's a law. We will eventually see what happens probably later today when it comes to HR 8038 in the Senate. And even when or if that bill is signed by the president and goes into effect as a law, that doesn't mean TikTok is inaccessible to us immediately. Y'all need to read the fine print. This bill would give ByteDance 270 days to divest TikTok. It's most likely not even possible or going to happen. It's also important you know there's a provision in that bill specifically that says the president can extend that period of 270 days by 90 days, making that period 12 months. So instead of sitting on our asses as content creators or people who interact with content creators complaining about the bill, especially if it's passed, we need to flesh out and agree on the actionable plan. I highly suggest you start researching your senators right now.
I appreciate him saying all that. I do. Brother, this is not against you. This is the avatar you're representing. Again, this is not on you personally. This is not a personal attack. Family, forgive me. You guys are cowards. I'm going to keep saying that. You guys are cowards. We've told you this for years. I'm going to keep saying this. We told you, you cannot trust them. But a lot of you fuckers sat up there and went for Biden. We told you he was going to do things like this. You said it was Trump. We told you for years. Both of them don't like you. They don't. If one can take a quarter from you, the other one's going to take the nickel you got left. But you rather bitch at the person that took the fucking quarter and you were happily giving the nickel because the nickel to the other dude, he told you he was going to get you your goddamn quarterback. And you sat there and you went on your platforms and said, gotta vote Biden in, gotta get Kamami in. She's a black woman. Even though she said that bullshit, I'm not gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. She said that bullshit. And y'all were cool with that. When y'all were cool with her saying that and you still voted for him, y'all can't tell me nothing. This is why I've been going at y'all when y'all hide now. We know who voted for him. Y'all out here either hiding or you're splaining. And then when you get called to the carpet, then you act like a little bitch and start blocking people because you can't handle the criticism. This is your fault. Because not only did you use your platforms to platform two racists, technically 3, but I'll be nice, 2.5. You actively tried to discredit the black grassroots who were telling y'all need to really listen and watch what these motherfuckers are doing. Now y'all want to be up on TikTok acting like y'all knew the truth. The truth was already out there before TikTok was even a thing over here. But y'all didn't want to hear it. Y'all didn't want to play in politics. Now y'all want to play in politics because shit like this, which I've told y'all in the past, everything is political now. Now y'all want to play in it because it's affecting your money. It didn't affect your money 4 years ago when y'all were getting rich. Didn't affect you now. I told y'all it was going to happen. Agenda 2030. Y'all all there posting about it, but y'all said it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Okay, here we are 4 years later, 6 years away from that. Wait till I talk about Project 2025. When I said 2.5 family, I was talking about American citizens. We don't even have to establish that Kamami ain't black no more. We already know the truth. I'm just waiting for these motherfuckers to do videos saying how she not black. I'm sure that'll probably happen in the summertime. Oh no, she's a brown head. Cowards. I don't care what race, nationality, ethnicity, color, creed, sex, personal identification you classify yourself as. You're a coward. You chose money over your scruples. Now they're fucking with your constitution. Now you want to get active. You know what? Y'all can be the pawns now, not us. Family, all of us, we going to the back line. Can I be the rook, please? Let me be the rook. Y'all figure out the other ones. Let me be the rook.
All of the major bills have just passed. Aid for Ukraine, aid for Israel, aid for Taiwan, and the TikTok ban, they all passed. So let's talk about all of this in detail so that a lot of people have a better understanding of what exactly is going on. Yes, there were 4 separate bills that went through and they were all passed. When it
On a
comes to the
Saturday.
TikTok ban, it was 360 to 58.
Let's just stress this again, family. They did this on a Saturday. They're usually off. They did not figure people would pick up on it this quick.
They packaged it together with sanctions on Iran, frozen assets of Russians that to be seized, and then once again, the nationwide ban of TikTok. It's unfortunate that this is happening, but it doesn't technically mean it's going to happen. Biden still needs to sign this, then ByteDance would have X amount of months to either divest or 20% and or sell their company. They already said they're not going to sell. And so we're looking at them probably taking this to the Supreme Court. If that's the case, we could see this in court for, gosh, over a year, maybe even more. It kind of depends on the situation. But they already said they're not going to sell. So if they lose, TikTok will be gone because they're not going to sell. Then it will be removed from the App Store. So we do have a TikTok channel, a YouTube channel at Joey Cantino News. I suggest you follow us there just in case something happens. Then the House passed the Taiwanese bill, which really is a couple other things, and that's only 8.3 billion. That's really to kind of go against China's actions in Indo-Pacific region. Then the Ukrainian.
I love how this dude just skipped over that. I love how he just skipped over that part. Sir, if Taiwan falls, America is screwed in the Pacific, and all their allies like Japan are screwed in the Pacific. Don't just, sir, without that little $8.3 billion, North Korea can shoot rockets at Hawaii. I don't think y'all want that. They just had a volcano explode in Indonesia last night. North Korea has the technology to shoot a missile at that volcano on the Big Island and destroy it. I really need y'all to understand when they glom over this type of stuff, you better go down that rabbit hole. I understand you're just worried about TikTok. I would worry about that too. But it's about TikTok. So ignore my rant.
Aid bill passed. Thank goodness. 311 to 112.
Did you hear what he said? Thank goodness for the TikTok, for the Ukraine part to pass. Here we go.
A lot of people think that, oh, Ukraine's going to get all that money. No. You're misinformed. Let me explain. You see, those three bills, Taiwan, the Ukrainian, Israel bills, $95 billion. $61 billion is for Ukraine. I say is in quotes because, once again, it's really not going to Ukraine. Out of the $61 billion, $23 billion is to make weapons here in the United States, and those weapons stay in the United States. So that's money that is going into jobs, the military complex, and back to the U.S. in taxes. So that stays there. $14 billion is to make weapons for Ukraine. So once again, money stays here, makes jobs, military complex, weapons goes to Ukraine. Money all stays here, tax money. Then we have $11 billion, which is going to help U.S. operations in the region. So that's drones, satellites. It's keeping men on the ground. God forbid something happens. It's keeping equipment there. It's updating. It's maintenance. That money stays with the U.S. soldiers. The U.S. government comes back as tax dollars. That's right. So far, all that money is staying here. Then you're probably saying to yourself, wait a minute, there's like $11 billion left over. What's going to that? Well, that is going to the Ukrainian economy. And you're probably saying, oh, so we are giving them money. No, we're not. That money's a loan. That money's coming back with interest.
Here's a problem, sir. When Ukraine falls, how are you going to get that money back? When BRICS really gets active and starts shutting the US dollar out of everything, how are you going to get that money back from Israel? Because we already know Israel can't be trusted. They're going to sell out and join BRICS. Maybe y'all didn't know that on TikTok. Maybe y'all don't know. Maybe y'all don't know. BRICS is already against Israel, but don't think Israel, once this little thing gets cleared up and they somehow, some way take Gaza, they won't go and use those assets to try to buy their way in to BRICS. But Blueberry Muffin, we've seen worse things, and we've seen things that did not expect to happen. Here's the problem, Blueberry Muffin. You're right. You're exactly right. The Gazans will come over here. The current president, because it doesn't matter, because Trump's already on the record for being pro-Israel, he might just bring him in to show how compassionate he is. But all he's going to do is bring squabbles from the Middle East to Midtown Manhattan. And the Jewish people that got the real money in DC, they might not let that happen because they have a controlling interest in watching the fall of Gaza. They gonna get to the border. Them folk gonna send their people down there. They gonna be like, this here. They gonna tell them go right back.
So we're actually making a lot of money on that $61 billion. During that vote, Ukrainians or Democrats had Ukrainian flags up, and then for some reason the House got angry by that and actually told everyone to put those flags down. Then we had the vote for Israel, and that passed 366 to 58. That's $26.4 billion for Israel. The breakdown of that, $4 billion for the Iron Dome, $1.2 billion for the Iron Beam defense system, $4.4 billion to replenish the defense items, $3.5 billion to get weapons to Israel.
Can you imagine what you could do with $3.5 billion in some black neighborhoods? To even take 5 of them, that's 700 and what is that? 700 billion dollars, $1 million. I'm sorry. 5 neighborhoods, black neighborhoods in America, with $700 million coming in. Do you know what kind you could do with that? You can buy every abandoned building in Baltimore and build subdivisions for black families from lower to slightly upper middle class and enrich the next generations. You could start neighborhood watches in the neighborhoods. $700 million. You can start to fix the supply chain. You can fast track getting the which I like to call now the Lance Reddick Bridge that fell down in Baltimore. You could get that fixed, at least on the way there. They're sending that motherfucking money overseas. And spending money having people with bandanas on their head making missiles. Shit.
And then $9.2 billion for humanitarian aid. doesn't actually mention what, just says emergency food, shelter, and basic services. Where is it actually?
AKA, they put 8 on the ground in Israel. Moving on.
Alarming news. The House of Representatives just passed the TikTok ban. I voted no. It now goes to the Senate, and President Biden may sign it. We need to stand.
You're just doing that to keep your job.
On this vote, the ayes are 311 and the nays are 112. The bill is passed. Oh, one voting present. I missed it. Thank you. Okay. The House will be in order. The House will be in order. The chair would remind my colleagues to observe proper decorum. Flag waving on the floor is not appropriate. The House will be in order.
By the way, I'm betting we paid for them flags.
Right here, right now, is Congress taking another stab at banning TikTok.
They already did it.
All right, y'all, it's time to get the House in order if you use TikTok in the U.S. As of less than a half hour ago, the House has passed a bill that could lead to TikTok being banned if Biden does not sell to a U.S. company. Now, this is different from the previous bill they tried to push in March. This was tucked into a sanctions bill that is supposed to give sanctions to Iran and Russia, while also giving aid packages to Ukraine and Israel. This bill also gives ByteDance 9 months to divest and sell to a U.S. company than the 6 months that they had proposed in the previous bill. What makes this progression different is that the key Democratic senator who opposed the previous bill is on board with this new proposal because of the extended time frame of divestment. Now, ByteDance has already said that they are not going to sell, and they already given the reaction to this, saying that it's disappointing that the U.S. Congress is going this far. Now, this does not mean TikTok will be gone at midnight. This means that it now proceeds to go to the Senate. If that's voted in, it'll go automatically to Joe Biden's desk. He has said that if he gets a TikTok bill ban on his desk, he's going to sign it. Once he gets that signature, it gives ByteDance 9 months to sell to a U.S. company. Now, what does that mean for us creators? It means we're doing what we said we do back in March. We're sharing our other platforms with our followers. We are cross-posting across different platforms, and we are making sure we have our ducks in a row and getting everything situated if this were to happen. Remember.
What did I tell y'all last time? Most of y'all are not built for the rest of social media. TikTok is safe for y'all. Y'all not about that life. Wait till you go over there with your content. But she just proved another thing that us over here in the Black Grass who's been telling folk. Move your message around. Move your shit around. Us content creators on YouTube know that. Move your content around. I stream on X. I'm starting to start streaming on Twitch. Maybe I'll do Kick. I ain't sure yet. Move that content around. But again, these are the same folk who were making money hand over fist 4 or 5 years ago. Didn't even make them say, you know what, let me make a little bullshit YouTube channel. I'll just put up them same videos up there. Didn't even want to do that. Because like, oh, YouTube too restrictive. Okay, catch something. I thought it was too. And look, I broke through in 2022. I'm making money. So come on. You get it. I saw somebody make about five stacks on Facebook. So it can be done. Let's continue.
Breaking news right now, the House of Representatives has officially passed another TikTok ban. This bill passed by a vote of 360 to 58 and would require TikTok to divest from its parent company ByteDance within 1 year of the bill's signage. Now, Senate leaders have already said that they will take up this bill likely this week as soon as Tuesday, and then it's off to the White House where President Biden has already signaled his support for the legislation. Now, the key point here is that the divestment period moved up from 6 months to 1 year, so there's going to be more time for TikTok to potentially sell the company. But many folks have said that TikTok is not going to sell, that divestment is really not possible, and that this is akin to a TikTok ban. Remember, over 170 million Americans use this app, including many politicians, and this app provides a livelihood for millions of small business owners. So if this bill passes, it's incumbent on everyone to come together and figure out a way to keep TikTok around, even if it's no longer with ByteDance. But in the event there is a ban, as always, you can follow for all the news you need to know just at the link in my bio, all my other social media platforms, including my YouTube, where I will be posting almost every day. So I hope to see you out on all the other social media platforms as well. And as always, stay tuned for all the news you need to know. Breaking news right now, the House of Representatives has officially passed another TikTok ban. This bill passed by a vote of 360 to 58 and would require TikTok to divest from its parent company ByteDance within 1 year of the bill's signage. Now, Senate leaders have already said that they will take up this bill likely this week as soon as Tuesday, and then it's off to the White House, where President Biden has already signaled his support for the legislation. Now, the key point here is that the divestment period moved up from 6 months to 1 year, so there's going to be more time for TikTok to potentially sell the company. But many folks have said that TikTok is not going to sell, that divestment is really not possible, and that this is akin to a TikTok ban. Remember, over 170 million Americans use this app, including many politicians, and this app provides a livelihood for millions of small business owners. So if this bill passes, it's incumbent on everyone to come together and figure out a way to keep TikTok around, even if it's no longer with ByteDance. But in the event there is a ban, as always, you can follow for all the news you need to know just at the link in my bio, all my other social media platforms, including my YouTube, where I will be posting almost every day. So I hope to see you out on all the other social media platforms as well.
How come he got it? Diversify your portfolio. Shout out to whoever said that in the chat.
Today is April 20th, and I was just sitting out here enjoying the view, enjoying the birds, and then we just get an update on the bill for TikTok and the House of Dinosaurs. First, I want to say I'm not in a panic. I'm not alarmed that they want to take control to make more money off of us and take away our words. Duh, get it, totally understand. The dinosaurs say they passed the House legislation Saturday that would ban TikTok in the United States if the popular social media platform China-based owner doesn't sell its stake within a year. But don't expect the app to go away anytime soon. Allow me to leave you with these departing words, friend. In this country, we have a big problem with mental health. We have a big problem with what happens in school. We have a big problem with trafficking. We have a big problem with giving privilege to people who harm children. And this is a long ass list. I could continue, but I want you to realize what they're doing, how quickly they're moving when it comes to something like an app that allows people like you and I from all across the world to talk freely, unfiltered, raw, no filtration. They can't control what we're saying or sharing. They can't control as the world shows what's happening in their backyards. But again, I'm not panicking. Not surprised. So sorry if I shit your Cheerios with that information today, but go back to your daily routine. Who knows? This is just them bullying. Hey, give it up. Give it to me so I can control it. I can put puppet strings on it and I can make money off of it. Today is April 20th, and I was just sitting out here.
I'm sure TikTok bought you that house and all that. Probably the boat down there too.
Congress just voted in favor of banning TikTok. You will not believe how they sneaked it in. The passage of the bill by the U.S. House of Representatives to ban TikTok was attached to a foreign aid package supporting Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan through a discreet backroom deal. With overwhelming bipartisan support, with a vote of 360 to 58 in favor, the bill's swift progress to the Senate signals a significant threat to TikTok's operations in the United States. For TikTok and its millions of users, the looming ban raises concerns about the platform's future accessibility and viability. Users may scramble to find alternative social media platforms, fearing the loss of their preferred outlet for creativity, entertainment, and social connection. In response, TikTok may intensify its efforts to lobby against the ban engaging in legal battles and public relations campaigns to sway public opinion and policymakers. Regardless of the outcome, the passage of this bill signals a turning point for TikTok and its users. Do you believe TikTok will be banned? Write your thoughts in the comments. Congress just voted in favor of banning TikTok.
In a massive bipartisan vote, the House bans TikTok. And I firmly believe that had TikTok been around when Bush was trying to take us into war with Iraq, that he would have been unsuccessful. And this is why it's extremely important for you to call your senators and stop it where it is now. For all those big creators on here saying that they do not care that China has their data, that's not what this is about. And I'm honestly getting sick and tired of nobody understanding what this is really about. This is about influence over what you think and what you believe. These corporations that run the American government are leaps and bounds ahead of the American people because they understand that it is about cognitive control, and they do it through social media influence. And TikTok is counter to that because they cannot control it. They need the American workforce to be compliant and controlled, and the only way they can do that is to get rid of this app. And the fact that nobody understands that at this point, well, then maybe y'all deserve to be controlled like lemmings, because that's basically what's going to happen. Now, I don't know when the Senate's going to get it, but Congress is open on the weekend, and that never happens. So I wouldn't be surprised if this lands on the Senate floor tomorrow. And if it happens to get signed into law, you could probably find me on YouTube. My link's in my bio, and I'm considering moving to X. That's even if I have time.
A lot of news is going to be happening in the next few days and into next week. And
Tomorrow,
a lot of news is going to be happening in the next few days. And
tomorrow, Saturday, April 20th, the U.S. House of Representatives is voting on another bill to ban TikTok. But this time, it is more likely to go through to the Senate and onto President Biden's desk, which means it is more likely to become law.
She did this before she became Catwoman. Look at her eye makeup. She finna go knock off a jewelry store right quick, or some rich motherfucker that got a diamond in Gotham City that she wants. Go ahead.
Here's everything you need to know. The bill to ban TikTok has been put into a foreign aid package by U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Mike Johnson. So not only is this bill banning TikTok, but it's also sending foreign aid, billions of dollars of foreign aid to Ukraine, Israel.
There go Blueberry Muffin.
States. In the name of national security. And Taiwan. So not only is the United States trying to ban the app that has been most outwardly pro-Palestinian, but in the same package, they are also trying to send billions of dollars in foreign aid to the state of Israel. The one person who blocked this bill from going to the Senate last time was Commerce Committee Chairwoman Maria Cantwell, a Democrat from Washington, but she has said that she is going to vote for this new bill, meaning that she's going to bring it up in the Senate. It's basically a done deal that this legislation is going to get passed, but what does the actual timeline look like? Well, on Saturday, this Saturday, the U.S. House of Representatives is going to pass this legislation. And then as soon as next week, the Senate can bring it up and vote on it and pass it, bringing it to President Biden's desk, who has already said that he's going to sign this legislation. So by this time next week, this legislation could be in place. So what happens after this legislation is passed? Well, TikTok and its parent company ByteDance have 9 months to sell TikTok to another company that's located within the United States. And the president can offer also a 90-day extension onto that. So it could be like up to a year that TikTok is still here on the App Store, that United States users could still access it.
Shout out to her for all this information that we already heard, but I love the fact that in her bio right here, she's advertising her titties. We like that. We like that. Get in where you can get in. There you go. She trying to tell you she got nice titties. But anyway, Blueberry Muffin, hello.
Hey, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for bringing me up on the stage, Kid Gravity.
Yes,
I'm not surprised Congress backdoored this TikTok bill in, because I've been following it. I don't get my news from the American propaganda sources. I actually get all of my news from other countries because I read other languages. And because I also keep in contact with the congressional representatives where I am, this has been on committee for about 2 weeks. They did a closed door session this past week, and 2 of the key proponents come from my state. Okay, one of the key proponents, Pramila Jayapal, we're going to get her ass up out of office, and I sincerely mean that. She was one that was for the TikTok ban because she sold out her vote so she could pass legislation to get aid money going into the Indo-Pacific region, because she is from the Indo-Pacific region, as are a lot of the key Democrat donors who are here. We got a lot of Chinese and Taiwanese and other mogul investors who are Democrat donors where I am. When I say big time donors, we're talking 6 digits and up. A lot of tech money over here. Okay. The pushback, yeah, this may get a couple of people up out of office.
I'm looking at 435 plus a few senators. That's what I'm looking at.
Well, see, the problem with the Senate is both of the senators from state of Washington, both of them are ranking senators. That's the scary part. Senator Murray, yeah, she's the president pro tem of the Senate right now. She carries a whole lot of weight. You know, she's a petite woman, but she carries big weight. There's a couple of yeah, that's why I'm scared, because she may be one of the senators that's going to pass this. And Cantwell, she's already going to pass it because she sits on the technology committee. So other things, what scares people the biggest is over here, that's how the black business folks do business. When they're making content creation to connect with other black entrepreneurs to keep from getting shut out completely, it's on the media platforms, all of them. Okay. And I just started contacting some folks up and down the West Coast about this who are hot mad, because just to put it out there, they're coming for us. They're coming after our livelihoods because they know the majority of the black entrepreneurs, especially Generation Z or Generation Zers, and especially the folks in the grassroots. You hit us in the money, you hit us in building, you hit us where it hurts. Folks, this is all out. Warfare. When Jason Black was talking about building that economic floor for a lot of black entrepreneurs, this is our economic floor. This is a come up, especially with this downturn where, you know, a lot of people have generated a lot of money, living wages from content creation, from diversified portfolios. Okay, folks, you know, when the new black media was telling us 4, 5, 6 years ago this stuff, and I remember you and about 4 other content makers was saying this 4 or 5 years ago. Now the proverbial shit has hit the fan, and now these cosplaying cowards are like, oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, what can you do at this point, man? All right. But by the time it gets to the common folk, the regular folk, they've already put things in motion a decade ago. They knew this was going to play out during a Democrat administration. The cold piece is the majority of those Democrats who voted for this legislation, they're on the technology committees. They're on the committees where, and instead of getting living wage jobs and going after their corporate tycoons who are rewriting the laws as we speak, They're going to pass this shit sneaky behind the back. So instead of, lowering the tax rates, getting living wage jobs, allowing unions, and getting our motherfucking reparations, they're going to pull this bullshit maneuver. Okay? Man, this is just the beginning. You know what? I want to just go out here on a limb and say this. Trump's going to win as a landslide because of bullshit like this. Think about it. When you start...
There's a problem with that. He's going to get killed on that coffee venereal disease. That's going to come back up.
You think so?
Yes. Especially when he goes out and starts debating. They're going to kill him with that.
Well, look at it this way. All of this crap that they just voted on right now, this was on Biden's watch.
Correct. But they're going to blame him for a lot of this shit because they're going to say that the House Republicans were in power and that's his people. He's pulling the strings.
Well, that's what they would like you to believe.
I know, but again, they're going to start bringing McCarthy back up. And he was tied to Trump. Remember, Trump was saying McCarthy got to get in. He got to get in. If you
McCarthy, which one? Kevin or Joe McCarthy? Because that's what's going on right now. Joe McCarthy is.
They don't. No, they're not smart enough to go to Joe. They're gonna talk about Kevin because they don't have big attention spans.
Well, conspiracy theories aside, I can see them trying to, what you call it, what is it when they paint you with that tar brush? I can see that happening. But here's a bigger issue, and it has to do with Palestine, occupied Palestine. And the new left is critically divided on that issue. You saw what happened at Columbia University.
You see this, right?
Yeah.
No, you see this? It's on the screen.
I'm looking at. Oh crap!
I'm listening to. I'm not gonna stream it, family, because I know y'all want to hear this motherfucker talk for about an hour and a half. I'm gonna listen to it though, while in between watching it before Jason Black come on. I want to see what he's gonna say about this TikTok man.
You fucking shitting me.
No, you know he finna talk. Come on now. He do it like every week. He gonna talk. That motherfucker was just in court yesterday. Now he down in North Carolina talking.
Man, let me tell you something. Honestly, this is just my opinion, okay?
Yes,
he's gonna pay off those markers. Okay? We know that nobody's gonna do anything to these corporate types, all right? And they're not going to get these gangsters or these banksters, all right? This is going to backfire on the Democrats. It is.
You talking about the cops?
It's going to backfire because think about it. If he pays, think about when they did this with that E. Jean Carroll stuff. They paid her off, did they not?
Yes.
So they're going to pay off. They're gonna pay off the what do they call it? Stripper.
Stripper? Wait, what's stripper? You mean the take it up the ass girl?
Yes, the pole dancer.
Oh, you talking about the porn star?
Yeah, the South Pole chick. Stormy what's it? Stormy Weather. I mean Stormy Daniels.
Stormy Daniels, yeah.
Yeah. You know they're gonna cut a deal. She's gonna get her money and they'll put her out to pasture. They put her up really nice, and that'll be the end of it.
And I hope y'all know NDAs won't work anymore after that.
No, that's why they're going to dismantle the NDAs because of the Stormy Daniels nonsense.
The Stormy Clause. Who's ready for it?
Stormy Claus. Is that Santa Claus's new gig now?
Shit. You know she'd probably audition and be Mrs. Claus.
Santa baby.
Yeah. Santa Blackie with the BB. Not gonna go there. That's pause. But we in trouble, family. I done told y'all how many times, Blueberry Muffin, how many times you been here. What
All
I keep
right,
telling y'all.
I'll keep it PG.
No, you good. I'm just saying how many times we done told y'all.
After 2 seconds, 1 second.
I gotta update that one too. I might do that tomorrow. That one gotta get updated. But there you go. They're gonna doom us all.
Yeah, I'm scared. The only reason why I'm scared is where I live. Okay, suppose Kim double up Jong Un. He decides he doesn't like Honolulu. Guess where he gonna point his shit?
Right at that volcano.
Yeah, it's called Mount Rainier. That's a volcano too.
Yes, sir.
All right, because there's 3 key ports on the West Coast: San Diego, Los Angeles, and Seattle.
Yep.
That's why I'm scared. All right.
Technically, he don't even gotta do that. He just send a motherfucker over here with about 50 pounds of C4 and go to Yellowstone and put it in that damn geyser or that damn that damn volcano they got over there.
Boom shakalaka.
And the whole West Coast is done.
Listen now.
I still got to do that show about what would happen if this disaster happened. Yeah, we gonna have to do that one time.
Now I think that big earthquake will hit here first.
But see, y'all can survive on that because at least y'all can go east. Now LA gonna be fucked because if that hit Puente Hills, the downtown LA and that whole city's fucked.
Speak on it.
But y'all San Andreas, if it wouldn't be on their period that day,
what?
Seattle, it's been real. Motherfucker gonna be surfing through and jet skiing through the Space Needle. I'm just saying.
You know what I'll say? You know what? You can bet your last money it's been the stone gas, honey. Wishing you love, peace, and I'm dropping back down so I can start up some more mess. Thanks for bringing me up, Kid Gravity.
Yes, ma'am. Stay safe. All right, that was Blueberry Muffin, West Coast correspondent. Oh, look at this, a blessing. Shout out to FBA Queen for the $50 donation. Thank you so much. She said, best wishes to KJ and Happy New Black Media Appreciation Month that lasts all year. Yes, ma'am. That's a blessing. You know what time it is, though. She said, I'd rather give it to KG than the Pasta Boy. Shout out to him. Shout out to her for that. And also, shout out to Ozzy Edwards for the $5 donation. That's a blessing. He said the real reason they're banning TikTok in America is because people are exposing BS propaganda and media spews. That's a blessing as well. Woo! Family. All right. Y'all didn't answer my question, though. I'm mean. I asked how y'all feel about this camera, and not that person asked me and gave me a response. Yeah, y'all are mean as fuck. I get it, though. I hear it. It's all good. I want to ask again. Put a 1 if you like this camera, and we'll keep it, or push 2, and we'll put it back in the box and use the old one. I rather like this camera. I rather like it. It makes me look even more beautiful. Gray hairs and all. That's how stressed I am. I will not do the Just for Men piece. I ain't gonna do that. Silver Fox my ass. I'm trying to get these girls. That was my old lady from outside.
Life has definitely been lifing. I'm going to keep you guys updated with.
I'm just kidding. I love that one. I'm finna give her a massage when she get home. All right, B Mosby, you said 1. Cool. Ozzy Edwards said it's so important it's not choppy, so keep it cool. So I'm looking good. The camera working. Can't call a young brother. Okay. It's fire. 1. All right, so we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. All right, family. So we just figured we bring it at the government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. Yeah. Fuck it. We gonna risk the copyright. Fuck it. We gonna risk the copyright. This is how we gonna end the show, family. All right, I will see y'all later tonight, 9:30. We gonna talk about the 70s. Yes, we are. The hair grease era. That's what y'all called it. We gonna have fun. We gonna possibly listen to some music. Possibly. We might even look at some classic clips from some classic shows. We might even have a debate. I ain't sure yet, but we gonna have fun because that's what we do. We have fun. So if you are a member, you in. You didn't pay the door fee. If you're not a member, it's only 99 cents. Help me reinvest back in the platform and buy toys for the baby. Link is in the box. I think. It might not be. It probably ain't. So we're going to do that for y'all now. We're going to make sure y'all had that link. Of course, you rejected my appeal and took down a video that I had up for 4 years. Of course you did. Why would I expect y'all not to leave that up? Fucking assholes. Sorry, family. A video I did 4 years ago, they just took down, talking about medical misinformation. Uh-huh. All right. So we put that in the description box. So if you want to join, be a member, it's right there for you. Blueberry Muffin just became a member. That's a blessing. Remember, it's 99 cents. Helps me reinvest back in the platform and buy toys for the baby. That's a blessing. Because she said she wanted the special. All right, there was that. Y'all saw me dancing like a tether. But anyway, so there's that. But I put the link in there as well if you want to join. And you can do that on your leisure time. Shit, I was about to ban myself. I was just about to ban myself. But we're gonna pin it, and then we're going to end the show. So yes, we had to hold. We had to hold it up a little bit. We had to hold it up a little bit. But yes. So we're gonna get up out of here. Before we do, we're gonna risk the copyright. We're gonna risk the copyright. Go ahead.
Government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, run, booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, 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 run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, run, booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, run, booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, 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 run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, run, booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the
At the end of the day got to end.
Hey!